So this week's video is going to be about setting up your parrot's cage and how you can put different perches and toys around it. So Happy over here is going to be getting a new cage. She has no idea what's about to happen. And this is Happy's current cage. And it is by no means a bad cage. We just want to change it to Lemon's cage over here. We bought her the exact same cage but in a different color. It's going to be blue. And as you can see, the size of the cages are about the same. The living area is about the same. And like I said, the cage for Happy is not a bad cage at all. But the reason why we want to change it is because, number one, security. This little bugger, she's quite the escape artist. And the security latch on the system is just this. So let me just lock it. So over here, that's it. So green cheek conures are very intelligent little birds, and once they've seen you locking the cage enough, they'll be able to figure it out as long as they can reach the latch. So we have pet sitters coming in from time to time, and that means someone's not home all day that day, so we don't want her to ever have a chance of escaping. So that's the reason why we're changing it, because Lemon's cage over here has this really nice security system. And it's 2 levels. The first level is you're gonna have this part, and Lemon's like, why are you locking my cage? This, and then you get to click it in. And the only thing I don't like about this cage is the sound that it makes when I unbuckle it, like this. But you can actually, if anybody has cages like this and has the same problem, you can put your thumb lightly on here while opening it, and it opens quite quietly, so you don't have to scare your bird. Right, Lemon? Would you recommend your cage? Yeah. So that's the second reason. That's the first reason. And the second reason is actually the proximity of her floor of her home, which is her cage, to her litter and the mess that she makes. So this is the litter pad over here, and this is the bar of the floor. That's too close for me, and I've never liked it about this cage, and that's why we wanted to get Lemon a different cage so we can try it out. And you can see that there is a very nice gap between the level of where the litter box is and the floor of the cage, so we really like that. And we also like the seed guard, not that we feed our bird seeds, but this is what it's called, and it catches all the toys that Lemon drops, because he has a lot of footsie toys, as you can see here, and he drops them all the time, either for fun or just cuz. And it catches all of them, and it doesn't fall all over the floor, and it also catches like the little wood chips that he makes when he is playing with his chewing toys, like he's doing right now. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take all the things out of this cage. We're gonna give it a very thorough cleaning. We're not so sure if we'll be able to finish this video by today, but we'll give it a good try. And then we're probably gonna remove some toys that we know she either doesn't use, or we know that she's worn out, like this one. This one's definitely being removed, and putting some new toys in there. And so we'll see how it goes. So we're gonna start taking out the box and then basically put it together. And as you can see, Happy is right there watching all of this happen. And we think that it's a really good idea to assemble your cage in front of the parrot, because then they kind of understand like the process that's going on. It's not a big mystery for them. It is not scary. And we're celebrating for a moment because we managed to get one piece out. And what's going to happen is, as the cage comes together, we're going to attach all the toys to it. And Happy's going to see that happening. And she's going to be like, oh, hey, that might be something for me. And that just makes a transition that much easier. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. So here is Happy supervising. And we're basically, we basically just put the outer structures of the cage together. And we started putting the toys, at least in her play top area. You can kind of see the progress over here. So we're trying to arrange it now according to the size of the playtop area of this cage, which is actually surprisingly a little bit smaller than her old cage. So it looks a little fuller, but I think she's gonna have a lot of fun, because I know she likes to jump around and climb everything. So I think this is coming along pretty well. Okay, so we're finally done. The time is now 9:15 p.m. Doesn't sound like late, but pretty late for old bird people. And oh, look at that, Happy's loving it. We just put her there and she's already playing with her footsie toy. So I'm gonna show you her play top area. So this is her play top area. We don't use these things to put food in. What we do is we use them just to hang toys that she likes, and the reason why is she's the kind of bird that likes to sit on her food bowl and eat. So that means that if you put food there, she's just gonna sit there and poop on it. But I'll show you right now actually. In her cage over there, you can see that we set up her food on the next to the highest perch of the cage, and the reason for that is if you put it next to the highest perch, they're very less likely to poop on it. And whenever she's outside where she could potentially poop on it from the top, we just take this thing off and look at that. See what I mean? And we just put it over here like so. And I love this thing, this particular bowl. I actually just got it from Amazon. You can, like, it's pretty sturdy, but it never happened before, but on the off chance, because it is not fixed, it's just hung by this hook thing, it falls. Like, we have this thing to support her if anything happens. So as you can see, she's really happy on her new cage. It's comfortable. So going back to the play top area, we just use these to hang toys, and you're gonna notice that she has these rope perches over here. And rope perches are wonderful. A lot of the birds love them, and if your bird has a toe that's not grown quite properly, just like Bella, or with a special needs, then rope perches provide a lot more support for them than wood perches do. The problem with rope perches, however, is when it frays, and the fray can be very minuscule and you might not be able to see it, the little fibers can actually wrap around their little toes and, you know, cut off their blood supply, and they may have to be amputated. So what we do is, because we know she loves rope perches so much, we leave it outside of the cage like this, where she can play with it only when she's supervised. So if she gets caught in it or whatever happens to her, we know. And inside, anything that's rope is sisal. So the nice thing about sisal is if it's bothering them, or if it wrapped around them, or if they got caught on it, they can just chew themselves out of it. So we have sisal ropes over here. And other things in her play area is this nice little playground. It's perfect for the size of her feet, as you can see. And then it has bells. I mean, of course, she's a conure, so she loves making noise. She loves bells. And there's a little spinning mirror that you can play with right over here. And we left a lot of footsie toys for her to play with. And this thing comes with bells, so of course she loves that. And the other thing I wanted to talk about was the type of perches. So you always want to have a lot of perches of different widths like this. This dowel is a different width from this, which is a different width from this, which is a different width from that perch over there. You always want to use, and that's because you don't want their feet to get tired. So if their feet are kind of like crouched upon dowels of the same size every single day, those muscles that they use to latch onto those dowels of that width are going to get tired, and it's not going to be good for their feet. So you want to vary the width of your perches. And the other thing I want to recommend are these natural perches. Wings and Paws actually has a really great video about Happy's head bobbing for me right now, sorry. She likes my voice. Natural perches, and the reason why is because they come with varied widths like this, which is really good for the birdies for the same reason that I described before, and it mimics their natural environment more. So we have these wood perches set up for her as well, and this ladder is also made of natural wood. Alright, so and then again, footsie toys collected for her right over here that she can play. So now let's go inside of the cage. So this thing over here and this ladder, and that is because she can use this to climb outside and then go fluidly between the inside of her cage and outside of her cage, because she can go over here, climb the wall, get to the ladder, climb up, and go to her play top area. So you always want to put that into consideration when you're putting the cage together. And so going in the cage now, we have this wooden dowel, and you're gonna notice we have a lot of toys with bells. Like I said, conures, they love making noise, so they love bells. Happy's gonna be one soon, so she actually started showing interest in chewing toys. So we put some chewing toys for her, and we'll see how that goes. And that was Lemon flying onto me. Yeah. And you can see that I have dispersed the toys kind of everywhere around the cage in many different heights. And you always want to do that because that encourages the birds to explore the entire cage and not just one area. And that is of course good for exercise. I mean, I wouldn't worry too much about that with this particular girl because she is so active. But with birds who are a little more sedentary, you definitely want to put that into consideration for sure. Hi, Lemon. And the other thing I wanted to talk about is you're going to notice that, hey honey, you're going to notice that this back part of the cage, the very back part of the cage is kind of empty with the exception to that water. That is because that back area is probably where she's going to take a nap. Birds usually like to take naps on the highest perch in an area that is not fully exposed, so put against a wall or something, and that is because they feel most secure there. So you always want to have at least one area of the cage that is right where the wall is, that is kind of free of toys, free of distractions, and nice for them to just sit and rest. So for those of you who have birds who are particularly afraid of vets, and Happy is one of them, these rock perches like this one is very helpful for keeping their nails trim until you have to trim it yourself or take her to a vet. The problem with this rock perches, however, is that they're very harsh on your feet, on the feet of the birds. So because, you know, it's kind of like if you were to stand on, you know, a rough rock all day, your feet are going to become rough and it's not going to be very good for the skin. So you want to put it on a spot where you know she's not going to stay for that long, but you know that she will use regularly. So when she's not outside, we put the food bowl right here, as you saw at the early part of the video, so it'll be right here next to this highest perch. And then she gets to grind her nails. She doesn't stay there for too long, so her feet are not damaged, and she still gets to stay on the highest perch so that she's less likely to poop on her bowl and grind her nails and not hurt her feet. So the water, going back to the water spout, is all the way at the back, and you're going to see that area is just a little darker. Hey, Lemon, look at what this boy's doing. Look at this boy. Hello, honey. He's jealous because Happy got a new house. It's not for you, my love. Come here. Say hello. Hello. Let's go back to your own cage now. He's been just climbing on top of me, and I'm pretty sure I just stepped on his poo, but that's okay. It happens. Yep, I did. So that water is right under this play top area over here, and what that does is when she's playing on the play top area, which is again majority of the day because our birds are out whenever we are, and then Mark and I take turns so that the birds can be out most of the day. So when she is out, she can't poop on her water supply because it is right under this play top area that is covered. And that is always very important. So for Lemon, for an example, just to show you another example, we know that he never plays on this corner. He always plays on that back corner. So that we put the water here because we know that he's not going to poo on it. So probably this is not going to be the final format of the cage. One thing that's so important when you get your bird a new cage, she's right over here now, or when you bring a new bird home and introduce a cage, you really want to observe them in the cage, like really look at it with the eyes of a detective. That is because you want to make sure that the way the bird likes to move and the way the bird likes to feel comfortable in their home is matching to how you decorated it. So one of the things you want to consider is make sure that they can get from one perch to another without any issues. Like I know that she can go here, she can climb these horizontal bars, go to this ladder, climb up the rope perch, get to this perch, and then she can just jump from this perch to that perch, and you know, you get the idea. So just observe your bird, and when you set up the cage, you know, you always try really hard, but understand that you'll probably need to change it. Like I'll probably have to change this myself, and as long as your bird enjoys it at the end of the day, that's all that matters. So that was it for this video, and Happy still eating. Look at that little piggy. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you, bye!